I'm giving you guys Sporty Spice glam tonight. Okay, so today I'm going to show you guys how I go about doing my foundation, basically my whole entire face. So foundation, concealer, highlighting, contouring, strobing, all of that stuff. Obviously, my face is freshly washed. I've exfoliated, I've moisturized, and everything's kind of like sunk in now. So what I like to start out with is, because the circles, dark circles under my eyes are pretty intense, especially at the moment, just because I kind of have like a little bit of a sinus infection or something. It's wreaking havoc on my under eye circles. So what I like to do is I have this contour cream kit from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the light kit. This is like some creamy, they're almost like concealers. I like to use this for some of the orangier, pinkier colors that they have, and use that underneath my eye here just to kind of do a little bit of color correcting. And this is a little brush, it's like a little foundation brush of some kind that came with my Physicians Formula foundation. It's just like the perfect size. As you can see, this looks a little bit orange right now, but that's okay because I'm going to go over it with like concealer and foundation, all that kind of stuff. So whenever I'm doing my face, I tend to, if you've been watching my tutorials, you guys know that I tend to start out by using concealer first. Just so I don't have to pile on more foundation than I really need to. So I take this Maybelline Age Rewind concealer in the very lightest color, and I place that mainly in the center of my face. It's kind of going to act as a little bit of a highlighter too. And then I go underneath the eyes like this, top of the cheek, side of the nose a little. When you use lighter colors at the side of your nose here, it actually helps it look a lot skinnier, because it makes it look like the cheek is really like continuing, like it gives the illusion of like the cheek continuing flat. So it looks like your nose is actually starting in more inwards in the face. Depending on the natural structure of your face, you're going to probably want to highlight a little bit differently. It just depends on what you want to bring out. So then I take my damp Beauty Blender sponge and I just pounce that right into the skin. So you don't want to swipe because that's just going to remove the product. Instead, you want to just bounce it onto the skin so it presses it right in, and it gives you that beautiful blend. Then I like to apply foundation pretty much everywhere else if I need it, and I kind of do need a little bit along the jawline just because I had some breakouts there and now it's just like a little bit of scarring, everything's flat. Which is great because it's very easy to cover color, but it's not easy to cover texture. So since everything's flat and we just have a little bit of redness, it'll be a piece of cake to cover up. I'm using my favorite foundation ever of all time, I'm pretty sure. It's the Estee Lauder Double Wear. I hadn't used this in a while because I ran out and I didn't have the right shade and I didn't really know what my shade was. Finally got the chance to go into the store and buy some the other day. So, because you guys know how much I hate going into the store. So anyway, I pour some on the back of my hand, pick it up with my Beauty Blender, and press it into the skin. It's okay to go over the areas where you applied the concealer too, just a little bit. So don't be too paranoid. So as you can see, this looks amazing. And then for contouring, what I like to use is, this is the LA Girl Pro Concealer. Add a little bit more definition into the face in the color Beautiful Bronze, so it's much darker than my skin tone. I just go along the sides here. I have a pretty small forehead, so I don't like to do too much contouring up here. You go around the cheek. I don't go on the sides of the nose because that's going to make it look wider and as if the nose is actually, the bridge is starting like farther out. So to make your nose look thinner, you want to start it closer to the actual center of the nose. And then I like to do a little line across here just to kind of make the tip look a little bit more like it's curving upwards a little bit extra. And then I don't typically do a lot of contouring on the jaw just because I feel like it can sometimes look weird. But I'm going to do it for you guys in case you want to make your jaw look smaller. I have a very prominent jaw. So I'm kind of going a little bit higher just to make it look like it's shorter. Then I'm going to take a little brush. This is a small flat top brush from Tarte, and I'm just going to use it to blend out that contour. And when it comes to the cheek contour, you want to take it and blend it upwards, not downwards, upwards. And try not to bring this line too close to the mouth because that could look a little bit weird. So you want to stop right about here. So again, as you can see, blending upwards, side to side and up, never down. And then for the jawline, side to side and down. I'm kind of stippling the brush. I'm not just rubbing it. I'm kind of like also pouncing the bristles and stippling. Gotta beat that face, honey. In case anything looks weird to you, you can always take your beauty blender and pounce over the edges just to make sure you don't have really any harsh lines. Okay, and then for the nose contour, to blend that out, I like to take a little brush. So I'm just taking kind of like a crease brush and just following along the line to soften it out a bit. So you don't want to drag this down this way. You just want to go right up and down, no side to side. Also do little circles too, that's okay. And as you can see, it's a bit intense, so I always take my beauty blender and just pounce over it just to really soften out everything. And then to really make that nose look super snatched, I pick up my light concealer again and I go really close to the side here like this. If you guys can see this. So I go right in there. It helps if you also look up. Like if you tilt your head up, then you can really see your nose bridge a lot better and figure out where to place that highlight. And then you blend the edge. Now, if my under eye circles are extra intense, right now mine look okay. When I'm desperate, I go for my Tarte Maracuja Creaseless Concealer. This is like a really light shade. Take a little bit, you don't need a lot because it's pretty thick and super pigmented. And I just take a little bit onto my finger and I tap it. So it's super bright. Then you want to go ahead and set everything in place. So I like to use my Laura Mercier translucent powder. I also like the one from MAC. You take your beauty blender sponge, it doesn't matter that it's damp, and you dip it into basically a heavy amount of powder. And before you apply it under your eyes, you want to like kind of tilt down, make sure everything is smooth with your finger, and then set it. So that way you're not creating creases or locking in creases. Or like make this weird position in your mirror just so you don't create any creases. And then could pick your face back up. And we're just going to press into the center. So this is basically typical baking routine. I go pretty heavy with the powder in the center of the face just to really lock everything in. It also helps to brighten things. And then when there's like barely anything left, then I press over everything else. And mattified. If you have super dry skin, you might not need to even use powder at all. I notice sometimes when my skin is a bit drier, I might skip powder. And then I'm taking a big fluffy brush. It looks really dirty, but there's not really much product left on it. I'm just dusting everything off. So typically this is about where I would stop with my contouring and highlighting. I do kind of do a little bit. Instead of using bronzer, what I've been doing lately is I've been using a face powder that's a little bit too dark for me. My favorite face powder in the entire world, I'm looking for it right now, hold on. Okay, so my favorite face powder in the entire world, like every time I smell it, it reminds me of like when I was still in like high school or whatever, because I was always using my Lancome Dual Finish Press Powder. I love this stuff. It's always in my purse. But this is that powder but in a darker shade, and this is the shade 360 Honey 3W. Anyway, I like to use this since it's a lot darker than my skin tone. I'll take it onto a brush. This is the MAC 135, and I use it to kind of do a little bit of bronzing, sort of. So I just go over the perimeter of my face with it. And this is what I've been doing lately, and I've been really liking it. It's actually a pressed powder foundation, technically. Which is why I love to have it in my purse, like obviously in a shade that matches me. So that way when I need to touch up, like I'm not only mattifying, but I'm also giving a little extra coverage too. And then what I like to do sometimes, just to kind of carve out the contouring on the cheek, just make it stand out a little bit more, I'll layer a really thick layer of that translucent powder. Just right under here, but more towards the back. I don't like to go too crazy drag queen with it. Maybe for some people it might be crazy drag queen. For me, I don't really think it is. And then I just knock it off. Then for blush, what I really love to use is this blush from Tarte. It's Celebrated. I really love this blush because I feel like it goes with every single look possible. So I actually like to apply that with the tapered highlighter brush from Sigma, the F35. Just use some small circles, just kind of at the higher point of my cheek. I don't like to bring blush too close to the center of my face. I don't think it suits me. I just kind of pounce it in. And I also like to use my blush to kind of give a little bit of a transition to the contouring powders I use. So I'll do a little bit along the forehead, a little on the tip of the nose, a little on the chin. And then the last step is one of my favorites. It's the funnest thing ever for me, highlighting. So depending on my mood, if I'm going for a more natural effect, I will stop here with my makeup and I'll just go ahead and put on some whatever lip product I'm going to use. A lot of the times I just wear like a lip balm or something, maybe a lip liner. So anyway, so if I wanted a more natural look, I would just stop here. My skin tends to get a little bit dewy, alright, oily, whatever, as the day goes on, so it'll kind of give me a little bit of that dewy, fresh look. If you have drier skin, you can go ahead and do like a MAC Fix Plus or something just to kind of set the powders in and make everything a little bit dewier. For me, since I have oilier skin, it's not really the best idea for me. But if I want to look glowy in a shimmerier way, I will use Anastasia Beverly Hills So Hollywood. And I love the brush that it's supposed to be used with. And I go right at the highest point, I guess, of my cheek, like the fullest part, sort of. And I just blend along. Look how, that's magic, you guys. Like, isn't this magic? I think this is great, like, for a night out, even though for me, I don't really know the difference between, like, day makeup and night makeup. It's just whatever I'm in the mood to wear, that's what I'm gonna wear. However I'm in the mood to do my makeup, that's just how I'm gonna do it. So as you can see, it's like super glowy. And then because I tend to get a little bit carried away with the highlighter, what I'll do is I'll take a clean brush like this one. This is I don't know, it's like a Tarte kabuki brush type thing. And I just use it to kind of blend and soften things out a bit. Just because I can go a little bit crazy with things like blush and highlighter, clearly. So that's pretty much my whole face routine. Then I do a little bit of lip liner, like barely anything. This is the Milani All Natural, 04 All Natural. And I mainly apply that like the center so that looks the fullest. And it also doesn't look as clownish as when I line the whole entire mouth all the way around. Not that I don't do that sometimes, but... And then I'm putting on, this is just a Lipsmackers, because I actually really like my natural lip color. I'm very into it right now. And yeah, this is basically how I do my full face routine for when I want to be like kind of extra glam. I still think it looks really light and not like too much makeup. I think what kind of will make it look more makeup-y is the highlighter, obviously, but I do really love to use it, and I think it looks really great at night and also in photos and on camera. So yeah, that just kind of depends on my mood. I've just been very into highlighting lately, I can't help it. But overall, this is this is what I use and this is what I love, and I hope you guys found this video helpful, and I'll talk to you very, 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 very soon. As you know, it's Jessmas, and I am uploading a new video every single weekday of December, except for like Christmas Eve and Christmas, because a girl needs a break. I'll talk to you again very, very soon. Bye!